Hello everybody, it is Kayla Brissi here from kaylabrissi.com. I am really excited to be back live here for you guys today, and I want to talk to you a little bit about how you can find your audience on social media without any fancy tech, sleazy or unethical methods, and any oodles of time. Okay, so this is a very simple, easy way for you to be able to find your leads that are often hidden online that we don't even realize are actually there. So let's go ahead and dive right in, and I'm going to give you my three-part process and kind of walk you through what I do to really find leads online. So like I mentioned, there's a three-part process. First, you need to look at the who, the what, and then the where, okay? And we're gonna break each one of those down so you get to understand a little bit more about each of these different parts of the process. Okay, so the who is pretty simple. The who is, who are you targeting? Okay, so who is your target audience? Who do you specifically serve? Okay, do you serve only women? Do you serve only men? Do you serve both? Do you serve people that are religious or of a particular religious background? Do you serve only small businesses or online entrepreneurs, right? Like, who are you specifically serving? So if you do not know who you are serving with crystal clear clarity, I highly suggest that you dive into this and figure it out. This is one of the most important components of everything that you're going to do in your business, from marketing to sales to you name it, okay? So you have to know who you are serving in order to be able to start finding those leads, marketing to them, and as well as closing the sale, right? So when you're looking at your target audience, you want to look at, okay, so who are you serving? What are their demographics? So what are, male, female, where do they live? What's their age? You want to have a general idea of what they are. You want to look at their psychographics, okay? So what are their interests? What are their hobbies? Where do they spend their free time? What are they doing, right? What things are they interested in? Then you want to look at, okay, so if you're looking at the demographics and you're looking at the psychographics, now you need to tune in and look at the niche and your target audience, okay? So I want to give you definitions of these because I find that most people that come to me think that niche and target audience are one and the same, and they really are not. So if you've been following me for any point in time, you know that I talk about this a lot, so this may be a refresher for you, but essentially they are not one and the same. They work together like peanut butter and jelly, okay? So your target audience is the group of people in which you serve, okay? So I primarily serve women. I have served men in the past, but the bulk of my audience is women, for example, okay? Now the specialty, okay, this is where your niche comes in. So your niche is your unique specialty that you use to service your target audience, okay? So it's what you are uniquely known for, okay? So within my niche, I am an innovative strategist, okay? So that is my God-given gift that comes to me super easy peasy. My passions are marketing and sales, okay? So that is where my marketing strategist, profile comes in, is that I'm helping my clients with marketing strategy, and most of my clients are women that actually are in both service-based and product-based. Mostly service-based is what I end up serving. But to kind of give you an idea, okay? So you need to know your target audience, you need to know your niche, the who of who you are servicing and who you are going to be targeting, okay? Then from there, what I recommend, this is something where I do a little bit different than the other gurus online, but I have you think about non-negotiables, okay? So the demographics, they're great. You can give your avatar a name of Susie. She works at a bank with 3 kids, makes $60,000 a year. You can do that whole avatar bit, and it comes in handy when you need to visually think of who you are marketing if you don't have a particular person in mind. But in all reality, all your clients aren't going to fit that avatar to 100%, okay? They're going to be slightly different, and this is where a lot of my clients seem to get hung up because they create this avatar and they think that they're looking exactly for that avatar all the time, and then they're missing out on the leads, okay? So it's good to create that avatar, but it's not an end-all be-all. It's not the only person you're ever going to work with, and you have to find that one perfect person. That's not it, okay? So it's there to use as a tool to help you market effectively to your audience. So when I look at my ideal client avatar, I create non-negotiables, okay? So this is essentially the core and the essence of my ideal client, and it's the things these things are the same across the board, okay? So all my clients have these non-negotiables. Now, I will tell you that I have clients that have ranged from 18 years old up to 60 some years old. I've had a range of clients that have had kids that haven't had kids, that have had a college education that haven't had a college education, right? But those other things didn't matter to me because they had the non-negotiables that I was looking for, okay? So the non-negotiables basically is that they have to have these, whatever, I say at least a minimum of 5, but they need to have these non-negotiables, otherwise it's a red flag, and I probably don't want to work with them, and I'm going to refer them out to a colleague, or well, usually I refer people out to a colleague, or I will tell them that if I can't, then I will tell them that it's just not an ideal fit. And that's just being fully transparent and honest. I don't want to take on clients that I know that I can't get results, or that aren't going to do the work, or it's just really misaligned, okay? So examples of some non-negotiables could be that they need to be a female, they need to be religious, they need to be tech savvy, optimistic, they need to be a service provider, okay? So you start creating these non-negotiables so that when you're looking at what makes up the core of who you are working with, those things will stay the same from no matter who you work with. So, like the demographics and the psychographics, yes, they are important, but not every single one of your clients is going to have the exact same demographics, the exact same psychographics, right? It's just not possible, right? Like, for example, I've even had some people that, as a non-negotiable, they wanted their clients to have pets. That was really important to them, that they wanted them to have pets. I've had clients that specifically work with moms, and moms that have young children. Okay, so it's very niched and very specific. Now, some of those moms may have multiple children. Some of those moms that they service maybe only have one child, right? So you can see where there's a little bit of a difference, but they're fitting the overall profile and the core of the ideal client avatar. So hopefully that makes a little bit more sense on how I kind of do my ideal client avatar and looking at my target audience, so that it's niche down, it's very specific, but it's not to the point that it's confusing me. I know exactly the key specifics of my ideal audience that I need to target. Okay, so once you know the who, then we're going to move to the what. Okay, so the what is where you're essentially looking at what is their pain point, so what is their problem, or if you have the business where you aren't solving a pain point or problem and you're really serving more of a pleasure point, what is that pleasure point for them, okay? But 99% of the people that I work with, they are looking for a pain point, so I'm going to talk to you guys about the pain point here. So what is their biggest struggle, or actually really I take a look at what are their top 3 biggest struggles that they're facing in their business or in their life in their business, because we want to be super clear, and this is where specificity is really important, because you want to be clear on what their pain is. You don't want to have 15 things that you could help them with that you are marketing. I recommend you focus on the top 3, the biggest things that you have. So, for example, for myself, a lot of my clients end up coming to me because they're really struggling with their sales, okay? They're not hitting their sales goals. They're not, maybe they've plateaued. Maybe sales are really inconsistent. They haven't been able to hit that next mark. Sales is a factor for them. So when I reverse engineer what they're doing with their sales, you can't generate more sales if you don't have leads, okay? And in order to get leads, you need a marketing strategy. So you can see where my marketing strategy is the pivotal point for them, because when I go and I look and see what are they doing to get their sales, I can go back and track and see that their marketing strategy is really not that great. It needs to be fine-tuned. It needs to be corrected, fixed, what have you. And once we start making those changes with their marketing strategy and creating foundations in their business, they start to see that momentum where leads are coming in on autopilot. They're starting to make sales while they're quote unquote in their sleep, or spending time with their family, or whatever it is, right? So I know that marketing strategy, lead generation, and sales are some really big problematic areas for my clients, right? And so when I break that down, then I need to look at those specific things. Where in their sales process are they having issues, okay? They're not getting enough leads. Okay, so we need to fix the lead generation problem. Are they able to close the leads once they get them? If not, we need to work on that. When we're looking at the leads, what are they doing to collect leads? And that's really tying into the marketing strategy, right? So where are they finding their leads? Are they qualifying their leads? How are they following up with leads, which is part of the sales process, right? When we're looking at the marketing strategy, what are they doing to market? How are they marketing them? What kind of content are they putting out? Are they speaking to their audience? Are they speaking at their audience, right? So we start breaking down what they're doing and we're laying these foundations. Marketing strategy is a foundational system in your business that you need to have. And for me, I combine marketing and sales. I don't feel like you can do one without the other, let's be honest. And so they're really working together, okay? And it's, you know, the peanut butter and jelly thing, right? Like they work together. So I can't talk about marketing if I'm not talking about sales too, because you can't have a really good sales game if your marketing sucks. And if your marketing sucks, you're not going to have great sales, right? Like it's vice versa. In your sales game, you can be really great at sales, but if your marketing sucks, you're not generating those leads, right? So it's really, they really work together. You can't have one area of them being really spectacular and the other area being weak. They really have to work together in order for you to see success, okay? So you're gonna be looking at the what, okay? So what are the main problems that they come to you for that you can solve, okay? Think about that. Then we're gonna look at the where. So the where is the third component here. The where is where are they spending their time online, okay? So you can find leads in a number of places, and I'm not gonna go through all the places that you can find leads because today we're specifically talking about how you can find them on social media. So this is where you need to look and see. Where are you spending time? Where are they spending time? Where are you getting the most traction? And this is where you tracking your analytics to see the volume and the growth that you're having month after month is really important for you. You're going to be able to find the trends and see where you're gaining momentum and where you may need to shift your strategy a little bit, right? So something that I've been doing, last year I used to work a lot on Facebook and Instagram. And I decided to switch that up, and now I've been focusing more heavily on Facebook and Pinterest. Well, I have seen tremendous growth on my Pinterest, like almost overnight, because I've been putting more time and effort in there, and I'm not even doing a significant more time and effort. I've literally made some small tweaks and adjustments, and I'm seeing that momentum there. Another area that I've also seen some great growth lately has been on Twitter, and I post to Twitter like once a day. Like it's nothing that I do like anything robust, but I've been seeing a lot more traction there, right? But I want to go and look and see where are the trends and where are people coming? Where am I seeing that growth? Where am I getting that most engagement, right? Facebook makes it really easy for you to be able to see your engagement rate when you go in your analytics. So I like to take a look at that. What posts are really trending? What posts have a high engagement rate? How many comments, reactions, shares? What am I getting and seeing so that I can see the momentum that I'm getting, right? I want to see that even though I might be getting larger follow growth, are they engaging with my content? If my following is increasing but my engagement is decreasing, that's a problem, okay? So I have to take a look at those things, and so shall you, all right? So you need to look and see where are your peeps hanging out online. Now, when you go through that 3-step process and you're ready to move on to the next step, this is where we're going to be looking at where you can find your leads specifically online. So there are a few things that you can consider and that you can do a little bit of research on. But essentially, you want to look at the people that are engaging with your content frequently. So are they reacting, commenting, sharing, tagging friends, even clicking links? If you have applications available where you can track the links, or maybe you can track that they're coming from social media and subscribing to your email or joining your group, that's great if you have a way that you can track that. But you want to look at who's engaging with your content frequently. So this is on all, whatever platforms you utilize for your business. So Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, YouTube, what have you. Okay. Then you want to take a look at people who always catch your live stream. So live streaming obviously is going to be Facebook. You have your IGTV, and then you have YouTube. And so who's always catching your live streams, either live or are they catching you on the replay? Okay, so take a look and see who's always watching your live streams, who's always commenting on them, who's saying hey when they watch the replay or using the hashtag replay or whatever they're doing. These people are all leads for you. Okay, they're taking time out of their day to watch your live streams. They're taking time out of their day to comment on your content. All right. Now, the other one is you want to look and see who's staying to the end of your live streams or your videos and hearing a pitch of some sort. If they're staying all the way through to the pitch, you know that they're very interested in working with you at some point. Maybe the offer that you're presenting to them isn't just right just right now, but it may be down the road when they're ready. Okay, so they're tuning in, they're listening to what you have to offer. You're building that know, like, and trust factor, and you're going to continue to move them through the buying process. Okay, the other one you want to look at is people that are always asking you questions, asking you specifically questions, or asking questions online. So maybe in a Facebook group or in your Facebook group. It could also be people that are sending you private messages to pick your brain. Those are also people that are obviously looking to get support and could really utilize your services. I've even seen like an influx recently with people messaging me to be their mentor. Okay, so this is another indicator that these people clearly need help and they are looking up to you for support. All right, those people are leads. Whether they are thinking they're going to get free support or paid support, they're still leads because they obviously admire you, they see you as an expert and credible that you are able to help them solve their problem. Okay, so you're going to look at those people that are asking frequent questions, that are asking to be your mentor, or asking you to be their mentor, asking to pick your brain. Those are people that are leads. Okay. The other thing that you can do is you can search, obviously, on Facebook if people use these hashtags. Hashtags aren't super popular on Facebook, but some people use them. I use them on occasion. But primarily you want to use hashtags. You can find them on Instagram and Twitter for sure. And now Pinterest allows hashtags. So you can search by specific hashtag, searching for people that use certain hashtags to find those particular people that may be leads. So for example, in my marketing agency, if I was looking for a small business that I wanted to work with and I was looking for them on Instagram, I could maybe use the hashtag small business and try and find the people that are using that hashtag and do some research and determine whether or not it's an ideal fit and whether or not I want to reach out to them to see if they are currently receiving marketing support, right? So you can search by specific hashtags to be able to narrow down your audience and find some of those leads. So these people can be cold leads, they could be warm, they could even be hot leads, but a lot of times these people are right in front of us and we don't realize it because they're people that we always engage with. They're just kind of like, they almost become like a friend to us, and we put our blinders on and forget that these people really actually can be leads for our business and people that we can powerfully serve and help, but we don't look at them that way because we've kind of almost gotten in like the friend zone sometimes, right? We don't want to be in the friend zone. So just kind of think about that. Look at the people that are currently in front of you that you are maybe not looking at hard enough that could realistically be a qualified lead for your business. Now, the last one that I have for you is you can search for specific keywords for your specialty. Okay, so you can search on the Facebook search bar. You can search on Instagram. You can search on Twitter, right? On Pinterest, right? You can search for the specific keywords. So for my example, I could search for people that are in coaching or that are marketing, or if I want to look for other agencies, and I can look and see partnering up with other agencies or anything of that nature. But you can search based on the specialty, people that are looking for a support. And so this is where you can look in Facebook groups, you can look in LinkedIn groups, what have you, but you're looking for those specific keywords, okay? So I want to talk to you a little bit about finding people on Facebook because all my clients leverage Facebook as their number one or number two platform because it is the largest platform out there. And it's one that I always recommend that you have Facebook as at least your top two, okay? Maybe it's not your number one, but at least have it be your number two because everyone pretty much is on Facebook. And so we want to take a look at that. So when you get on Facebook, and if you are utilizing Facebook groups, which I highly recommend for every single business to use Facebook groups, you can search in the search bar on Facebook for specific keywords and groups that are going to have your target audience in them. So, for example, you can go and find groups that have your target audience based on interests, industry, or their particular hobbies, and you can search for the groups that they have joined, okay? So ideally, you want to join groups where your ideal audience is hanging out, all right? You want to find those hot spots and you want to go in there. Now, this isn't a place for you to go and spam and drop your links and run and do all that, sleazy, spammy stuff. You want to join these communities and literally provide value. You want to show up, you want to position yourself as an expert, and you want to start engaging with this audience, okay? So prime example, I did this last week. I joined a new group in the last month and I hadn't introduced myself. I introduced myself I offered to provide free free advice on marketing for their particular specialty or particular industry. I'm not going to give all the details away, but so I went in there, and literally within 48 hours, I had over 130 reactions, I think it was, and like 60 some comments on my post. And I quickly positioned myself as that expert. I was already being tagged in other posts for people that were asking questions regarding to my specialty. I had people that were friend requesting me, people private messaging me saying, I need your help. I quickly, instantly, within one post, was able to do that, okay? And that was literally by searching for a specific keyword, trying to find my target audience and finding a group that literally had my audience in it, okay? So examples of this could be, you could type in the search bar yoga or holistic health coach or holistic health or startup or small business, or you can do coaching, right? You can search for mompreneurs. That's another popular one. You can search for, if you're in direct sales or MLM, you can find those. If you want to look for network marketing, you can find groups for those too, right? So you're just going to put in a keyword, and Facebook is going to bring up all those results for you, okay? So it's pretty easy peasy when you get started and you start looking at that. Now, the other thing that you can do is you can put in, you can do groups of in the search bar. And so you can do groups of business owners, groups of authors, groups of creative writers, groups of VAs, okay? And this will bring up those groups for you. And you're going to be able to go through one by one. Now, the last one that I have for you is really by, actually I have two more for you, is searching by suggested groups. While you're in a group that you know is a hot spot full of your ideal clients, over to the right hand side you can see the suggested groups, okay? So you can look there as well and look and see what groups are being suggested by Facebook. The last thing that I have for you is you can ask on social media or ask in groups where you can find your target audience based on their interests, their demographics, or their industry, okay? So now that I walked you through those verbally, I want to show you guys kind of on the back end how to do this so that it makes a little bit more sense and you guys can visually see what I am doing. So bear with me for 1 second here, and I want to quickly pull up my Facebook, and I will do a screen share here for you guys so that you guys are able to see what I am talking about. Okay, so here is my Facebook. So like I'd mentioned, if I want to search a particular keyword, let's say I want to search for yoga, and I don't know why my all caps is on, but you get it. So you can see along the top here, you've got all marketplace people, photos, videos, posts, pages, places, groups. We want to click on groups. This is going to narrow down our search results, and this is going to show us all the groups that have yoga in the title or that talk about yoga. Okay, so now we can go through and we can read all of these different types of yoga groups, and we can find those groups, right? So let's just look at this one just off the top because it's the first one here. There's 135,000 members. There's about 8 posts a month, so it's not really an engaged group in my opinion. But if you go in and you take a look and you want to do a little bit of research, you're going to go here and you're going to read, okay, what is this group about? This is a public group, so you're able to see everything in here without actually joining. So this gives you an idea of whether or not this is a good group for you to be in or not. So what I typically do, if it's not a public group, then I go in and I read the description, okay? I want to look and see, what is the description? Does it feel like it's a good fit? Who's the admin? What are the rules? You know, things like that. If I'm able to go in and see, I'm also going to look and see, do I have any friends as part of this community, okay? And if it's not a public group, you're not going to be able to see the content. You're going to have to join and then view the content. But if it is a public group, I'm going to then look at what type of content is being posted. And I tend to look at like the first 10 to 20 posts and look to see, okay, what kind of content's being shared and is it engaged? So like I mentioned, this is not an engaged group. So if I was looking for groups for yoga, I would not join this group because, okay, this one has 5 comments and it's about, you know, Happy New Year. This one has absolutely no comments, 1 reaction. It's not a very engaged group at all for the size of it. So this would not be a group that I would ever recommend for my clients to join because it's not engaged. But you kind of get an idea. So I'm going to join there. So I'm going to take a look and typically what I do is I kind of observe for the first week or two to make sure that my audience is there. I look to see if I vibe, okay with the admins that are in there. I just kind of observe. And then when I feel like I'm ready, if I feel like it's a group where I really can leverage and provide value and that I feel really part of, that it's aligned with my vision and my goals and my brand, I will then introduce myself and start making connections with people in there, okay? So as I'm observing, I'm looking for potential people that I could engage with on their content, so people that are always posting. I'm looking for the people that I have a really engaged post to see what they do because they're like the cool kids in the club, and I want to make sure I comment on theirs because they will reciprocate, right? So I'm doing all these kinds of things while I'm observing for the first week or two before I kind of jump all in and really kind of, dive in and get started. So that is one way that you can, searches for like a keyword. Now I can do for, let's say I wanted to look for groups of moms. I don't know. Let's see if there's groups of moms. There are lots of groups of moms. So you can go through and you can even see, a whole group of different things. Or if you want to look at, let's say, groups of, let's look at group of authors because I'm a best-selling author. So let's look at that. So you can look and see that there are a ton of groups here that have the word author in you. And I can go through and I can read what is the description, how many members, what are the posts that are going in, and I have a better idea of, what I can take a look at and see of groups that I may want to join where my ideal client is, okay? So that's how you can search that way. Now I want to show you as well, if you go into a community, so let me actually pull up my community here, one of them. So I have two communities. I have the Fearless Entrepreneurial Women, which is all for women that are in various stages of their business, that are looking for support in their life and their business. And I also have the Ambitious Influential Entrepreneur community, which is for more advanced entrepreneurs that are looking for more marketing and sales support. But you can go into your group, okay? And so you can search this group here for certain keywords. So let's say I wanted to help someone with sales funnels. So I could put that keyword in where you saw for sales funnels, and I can then go through and look at, are there any recent posts that talk about sales funnels that I am able to then go through and answer? So are there any questions that are being answered or being asked that I could answer? The other thing that I can do as well is I can go over here to the right-hand side, which you guys can see. Here I am live in my group. But we can go over to the right-hand side and we can then look at these suggested groups here. So what groups are being suggested? And this is, based on Facebook. And so this changes often, but you want to take a look and see like what groups are you being compared with, because if it's not a group that you want to be part of and it's not aligned with your brand, you're going to want to make sure you change something up so that you're being connected with the right type of groups, okay? So business coaching every day, great. I'm also, a certified life and business coach, okay? Instapot community, not quite sure why that is a suggested group, but it must be because I've got a lot of members. 330 friends that are, like this community. Now we have down here highly successful Christian female coaches and consultants, which is great. I tend to service a lot of people that are Christian. There's spiritual people, a lot of spiritual people in my community, both the woo-woo spiritual and the Christian religious spiritual, but at least it gives you an idea to look here as well. And then of course, like I mentioned, you can just, post a comment, post something into the group like I'm, let's see, can you suggest a group where, let's see, millennial, I can't even spell today, moms hang out. Let me fix my spelling here today. So, I could post something like this into the group. Can you suggest a group where millennial moms hang out, or millennial work at home moms? That would probably be better because it's, for my, who I work for with, entrepreneurs. But if you were looking for people that weren't entrepreneurs, you could put millennial moms or whatever. And, then you're just going to go post. So this gives you an idea. So you can ask in groups and you can see who other people or what other groups people can recommend. People are really receptive to be able to share groups and share information with you when you just simply ask, okay? And if they really like a group, they're not going to be afraid to share it with you. So keep that in mind. And if it comes highly recommended, check it out. Now, it may not be the perfect group for you, but you can always take a look, and it saves you a little bit of time having to go through 200 and some groups that may be, talking about millennial work-at-home moms, right? So just to kind of give you an idea, that's a complete example, but hopefully that gives you guys a visual of how you can search for these things and do different types of searches on Facebook to find groups where your people are hanging out. Okay, let me come back here for you guys. Now, the last thing that I want to share with you is really I want to talk to you about pre-qualifying your leads. Okay, this is really kind of like the closure, the final step of everything. We don't want to look at everybody as a lead. Well, we do, but we want to pre-qualify them because the sooner we pre-qualify them, the better it's going to be for both of us. Okay, so pre-qualifying them means that they are qualified. It's a high probability that they are going to convert, and they are aligned with our vision, our goal. They meet our expectations for our ideal client avatar. They fit the non-negotiables, right? They're qualified. Now, whether or not they decide to work with you, that's another story, but at least you're qualifying them, so you're narrowing down who you want to actually focus and spend more time on. If they are not a qualified lead, you can still nurture them, but it's probably not the best use of your time. And, this may be where you refer them out or just kind of check in with them and see what's kind of going on until you can pre-qualify them. Okay, so when you are pre-qualifying your leads legally and ethically, you basically want to look at their social profile. Okay, so you want to look at the profile picture. Since I work with entrepreneurs, I like to see a professional photo of some sort for their profile picture, because when you're in groups and you're engaging online, people want to see your face, okay? So I'm very leery of people that have a cartoon or when they have their pets for their picture or even their kids, because I'm like, well, who is this person? I can't make a connection with them. And I like to see typically a professional profile picture if you are an entrepreneur. So that's what I look at. I look at their profile picture and I look at their profile or their bio as a whole, right? So I'm looking at their about section, I'm looking at their bio, I'm looking through whatever I'm looking through depending on the platform, but I'm looking at their entire profile. I'm looking to see what can I determine from this particular person that fits my non-negotiable checklist, that fits in my niche, fits in my audience, that I can determine to pre-qualify them to be able to move through the process with me. So I'm looking for keywords. I'm looking for their business type. I'm looking at their page if they have a page because I do marketing strategy. I want to see if they have a page. I'm going to be checking out their page. And I'm basically doing some research. I'm kind of stalking them a little bit online in the legal, ethical way. Then I'm also looking at, if I'm a friend with them, I'm looking at their social media posts on their personal profile. I'm looking for any red flags. I'm looking for anything that they may be doing that could be damaging their brand or things like that. I'm also going to look again at their Facebook page and look and see what types of content's being posted there. Okay, I'm looking for any red flags. I'm looking to see what I can find out for information. So this can be a little bit time intensive at times, but once you start getting into a groove, you can quickly spot the things that are red flags. You can quickly pinpoint and look and determine yeah, this person looks like they could be my ideal client. They fit my non-negotiables. This would be someone that I probably want to actively pursue and build a relationship with to confirm whether or not I want to move them forward and talk about how I can specifically help them. Okay, so the other thing I'm going to look and see too is, do we have any mutual friends, and who are they? Are there people that I actually know, people that I have connected with, or are they people that have just friend requested me that I have no idea who they are or what they even do? That matters too, okay? Because now they could potentially come through as a referral if I see someone that has mutual friends that are good friends, good acquaintances, what have you, okay? So what I typically do here is, if I feel like it's aligned, and if I'm not already a friend with them, then I will friend request them, okay? And when they accept it, then I tend to move them to a leads list for tracking on Facebook. And so that I'm able to look and keep track of that and move them move them around on my list as I, connect and engage with them and what have you. But that's basically what I'm doing, is to pre-qualify them. And now I'm not spamming them. I'm not sending them an instant message to, buy my products or my services. I'm not sending them an invite to like my page. I'm not doing anything of that nature. I'm literally building a relationship and connecting with them. I find something that we have in common and I reach out and I say something to them. I'm really glad that we connected. Looks like we have a lot of friends in common. I bet we probably have more. Would you like to connect and chat sometime? I love to do virtual coffee dates. If interested, please let me know and I'll share my, booking link with you. Okay, and this is how I start conversations. And when we do a virtual coffee date, it's not an interview. It's not me pitching anything or selling anything. Now, do sometimes they transition that way? Yes, they do, but that's not the intention. It's literally just for me to connect and build relationships and get to know more about the person. Then from there, we can continue to build relationships and I can move them through the process. So this is where I could potentially send them messages when I'm thinking about them. I could send them a letter if I have their email or their regular mail, or I can send them an email, or I could comment on their post on their page or on their profile or whatever it's going to be, right? And so I'm going to continue to nurture them and check in and build that relationship, because at some point in time, if it is an ideal fit and they are a true qualified lead, they will convert. Okay, and so this is how you can start being more proactive about your sales process and being proactive about connecting with people that are really qualified leads. Okay, and there is a whole entire process and everything that I work through on really combining my marketing and my sales and really following up and nurturing and building those relationships. But that is a topic for another day because it's a process, but I digress. So I hope you guys found this valuable. I know it's a little bit of information to go through, but realistically, you guys can absolutely do this. You can find where your ideal audience is hanging out online. You can find those leads, but it really does start with knowing who you are serving. So you need to have crystal clear clarity about that. If you are struggling with that and you need more support around finding your ideal audience, I welcome you to join, the Fearless Entrepreneurial Women or the Ambitious Entrepreneurs, the Ambitious Influential Entrepreneurs Facebook community, and I will be happy to support and guide you through either one of those. Either one of those platforms so that I can guide you to really determine your ideal client avatar, okay, and really work you through that. So last thing that I have for you guys, if you're looking for a way to be able to track your leads, I would love to have you join my free subscriber tribe resource library, where you can gain access to an incredible whole set of resources that'll help you in all areas of your business, including a sales prospect tracker that you guys can save and swipe, and this will help you track your leads and track the conversations that you have with them, so you can see them visually moving through your client buying process in the sales funnel essentially that you are setting up and creating with them. So I welcome you to join the Subscriber Tribe resource library. The link is in the description, so feel free to check that out. It is absolutely free, and there's a whole plethora of resources there for you to help you with that. So other than that, that is all that I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I would love for you to tell me in the comments what was your biggest key takeaway, and let me know if you have questions, but feel free to join the online communities and we can further the conversation and discussion there if you need a little bit more intimate support. So thank you guys again. Have a glorious day, and I will see you guys online and in the communities. Bye.